Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to Neeks Sports. I'm doing a match preview for Arsenal versus Leicester. Um, big game this weekend for Arsenal. Those who would have seen that we won our last game, Europa League, this week, and we're starting with a it's a tough game, Leicester. I mean, I like Leicester. I think they're good. They're improving this year under Brendan Rodgers. But their last couple of games, when it looked like they were kind of going on up in the Premier League, they lost. They lost to West Ham. That was a big loss actually. It was a 3-0. They not it's very surprising to see the way Leicester lose. Like they have done in the past couple of Premier League games where they've just not been in the game. Vardy's barely been in the game, but he's improved as well. Jamie Vardy's improved in terms of scoring goals. So it looks on paper that it's all good, but then if you actually watch the match with the with the eye test, then you will see that he's not doing as good as you may have thought. So yeah, it'll be an interesting game. Uh, Arsenal obviously coming off the back, as I said, of their winning Europa League. Squad wise, we're looking a lot better than we had before. Obviously, Thomas Partey came in with a man of the match performance as well this week. So it'll be interesting to see whether he starts against Leicester because in his first ever Premier League start at the Emirates, it's a good time for him to be starting the game. Obviously, both clubs are coming back off Europa League games now. Leicester in Europa League. This will be the first chance to really see whether the Europa League really does affect Leicester. Does it really affect their squad depth? Obviously, they have to kind of go for it in Europa League as well as the Premier League. Like you, you fight all season to get into Europa League. So this is where you really need to this is where you need to go and get what you're here to do. So they got to try and go and go out to try and win the Europa League. They're not the biggest team in the competition, but this is a competition where they need to go out and um, try and fight to get into quarterfinals, semi-finals. They've got to be at that level, so they have to play full squads in Europa League. Whereas Arsenal, obviously, we've got an easier kind of draw, so we don't have to necessarily play all our put all our first team players out as we didn't do um, on Thursday. So that may play into our hands. We have to wait and see with Leicester. But as I said before, coming off the back of their 5-2 win against Man City, you thought they'd build on it, but losing to West Ham didn't really help their cause, and then they lost to Aston Villa. So yeah, it'll be a tough game for both sides, and I think both sides got a lot to try and to win the game. I think Leicester at the stage now where they probably feel like they can come to the Emirates and get 3 points. They're playing. Their squad is getting better. They've improved over the summer, so they probably feel like they can come and get some points off us this week. So we got to be clued on. We got to be switched on for this game. Obviously, we had the news this week that Mesut Ozil and Socrates, but Mesut Ozil is the one everyone's talking about. Um, he's not going to be part of the squad this season, so it is what it is. In this situation, um, we're in a tough place with him. We've made a decision according to Mikel Arteta. It's footballing reasons that he's not playing. But I feel like we all know that it's probably more than that. We all know that it's definitely more to do with the fact that they what is we know there's a lot of stuff going on with China stuff from the end of last year. We know there's a lot of stuff going on with the pay cuts in the summer during the pandemic. So even though Arteta says footballing reasons, and you know what, it may be a case where Arteta doesn't feel like he can contribute to the team. he should be in the squad. He's not worse than a lot of our players. We got people like Mustafi in the squad and Callum Chambers. You don't even know if them not even going to get a game. Whereas Mesut Ozil, you can always feel like he's someone that can create, and to not be part of the squad at all. For me, it's surprising. It's surprising to see. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that situation come January. For now, it's done. It is what it is. It's in the water. Mesut Ozil is not part of the squad, and that's the situation. And we've got to move on from it. He can tweet as much as he wants to tweet. He can he can communicate to all of his fans as much as he wants to, but he won't be traveling with the squad. So you better sit at home with your Sky TV pass and your BT Sport pass and your box office pass as we will be this weekend, and watch the match from home, because that's what he's going to have to do from now to the end, to at least January, as I said. In terms of our team news, then, Willian and Dani Ceballos didn't travel to Rapid Vienna this week. Both picked up minor injuries after the game on the weekend. So it they not massive, but could rule them out this weekend's game. They'll both be going for late fitness tests. Ceballos has trained this week and Willian hasn't. So you might think that Ceballos has got a chance to make the squad. The squad may come too soon for Willian. And the same situation, I guess, with Leicester, because Jamie Vardy missed their last two games with an injury, so he's going to have a late fitness test to see whether he plays. Listen, Leicester without Vardy, it's an easier prospect. It's an easier prospect, and he loves scoring against Arsenal. He loves coming on in a game where we are dominating, and just getting a goal, penalty, close range shot over the top. Like, he's, even if he's had 3 or 4 games without a goal, he loves to score against us. So, a Leicester team without Vardy is definitely better than the other way around. So, I'd much prefer Iniesta playing against our defense, and it is what it is. That's the situation that we're in. And they have also, I think they've got Ndidi. I think Ndidi and Soyuncu are both out injured as well. So, and obviously the long-term injury to Pereira. So look, their squad is weaker than it should be in this game, and we've got to take advantage of that. We've got to be ruthless in this game. There's a lot of times we sit back and we kind of wait on teams, and I feel like this is a game where we can probably dominate the ball. We can dominate possession. It's going to be different to the Man City and Liverpool games we've had this season. I want us to be a bit more aggressive in the way we play. And as I said, Thomas Partey, I'm hoping is someone that can be more aggressive in this game. Yeah, so it's up for grabs. So 3 points up for grabs either way. I'm gonna go into the team now for Arsenal, because I'm sure a lot of people will be questioning Arteta. There's a lot of people that are questioning the way he plays his team in terms of formation, especially now that we have Partey. And there are 1 or 2 question marks about his team selections in the past couple of weeks. The goalkeeper situation is a funny one this week as well. We spoke before about, and I spoke many times, those of you that have seen my previous previews about goalkeeper situation. For me, Bern Leno is the best goalkeeper that we have, and he must be in the squad. Like, there's no doubt about it. He is by far our best goalkeeper. Martinez does not play for the club. Martinez does not play. I think that's something that a lot of fans will have to remember. He is a big part of the way we play, passing out from the back, and it can make mistakes. That is one thing that can happen. It can, that when you play high risk football from the back, when you play out and you try to work the ball all the way up to the front, you are going to get caught. It happens. We've seen the best of teams do it. We've seen Man City do it. We've seen Liverpool do it. So a lot of people will be questioning the way that we did it and why we did it. But the reality is, he ain't here anymore. Martinez isn't here anymore, and we've got to move on. We've got to move on, whether he is better or not. Um, there was a I was watching the Aston Villa game last night, and he made a save, and I didn't see one person talk about how he could have pushed it out further. No one's mentioning that because and end of the day, and end of the day, we have to just back our club. We have to back our players. So he's in goal. I don't even know who this Renison brother is, but my man can't even get into the Europa League or League Cup squad. So, boy, I mean, let's just hope Leno don't get injured because I don't know what people will be saying if he gets injured and out for 6 months. Should have kept Martinez. But yeah. So Leno goes in goal. Um, it wasn't a mistake. As I said, it wasn't a mistake necessarily. It wasn't massive. You say, "I'll keep an error," but he pushed it out to the striker for a tap in. So there was opportunities there that he could have done better. But as I said, he won't get talked about because he is, he's number one for Aston Villa, and Aston Villa fans ain't gonna be bothered about it. So yeah, moving into the rest of the formation. I think that Arteta is going to be. He's going to. I would hope he goes for a four at some point, but I can't see him doing it at the moment. I can't see him going for a four at the back as it stands. So I think he will stick with the three. Um, and I think these are the three that he'll put. David Luiz was very, very good in midweek. Obviously, he got the goal, even though there was a couple of errors by Leno. Even when he scored as well, I saw a lot of people, saying that he deserves to be. He needs more credit given to him because he scored the goal, went straight to Leno, and then just said, what, it is what it is. It happened. You made a mistake, but that goal kind of was for you. Um, so yeah, I think Tierney has to come back in. He was rested in midweek, and yeah, for me, he is our best, centre back slash left back. There's no one better than him to kind of do that role of being a left-sided centre back. I'll move this around. Hold on, being a left-sided centre back in the squad. Um, mm, he's the best player at doing that. Other people, we saw Kolasinac. This is a perfect example. We saw Kolasinac get an opportunity last week in the Europa League, and he was dreadful. He was absolutely dreadful. So we've got to back him. He's our player, Tierney, and he deserves to be easily in the squad. And then, as I said, David Luiz and Gabriel. Gabriel, for me, um, he's been absolutely superb. I haven't seen a better centre back at the club for, well, who's the last centre back I've seen who's started this well? I don't even know. The funny thing is, Mustafi was actually good when he first came. A lot of people were talking about how he needs to come in and how he needs to start in the squad. But yeah, for me, this has got to be the starting three at the back. If we go for three at the back, and I think as I said, I think he will. I think he'll stick to it until it completely fails us, and then he may switch to the 4-3-3. But yeah, these are the three. These are the players that I want at the moment. Moving into the midfield four. Now, obviously, this is a little bit higher because it moves the left midfielder on here a little bit further up than how we actually play. But I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. Now, a lot of people will go for Maitland-Niles, especially how he didn't play the last two games. But against Man City, he was by far our best player. And I don't think you can constantly keep dropping Saka for Maitland-Niles if he's playing well. I was surprised Maitland-Niles didn't play in Europa League. I thought he would have started, but he went with Saka. And yeah, for me, he has to start on left wing. Or left wing slash left wing back. He's been brilliant out there. And on the right, for me, there's not even an argument here. Again, same thing with Cedric. Didn't have a great game in midweek, but Bellerin came on and changed the game. Him and Aubameyang came on and were brilliant. He got the assist for Aubameyang's goal. He's got 3 assists in 3 games. There is that side. There's no argument. The left side, I can understand people saying Maitland-Niles needs a chance as well, but for me, Bellerin has to go in on the left. So Yeah, that's an easy decision for me. Um, it'll be the big question. It'll be the big question of the week. What midfield partnership is he going to go for? Is it going to be something that we're going to be seeing going forward? I have to. There's absolutely no way you can drop Partey after what he done in midweek, and I know it won't necessarily be a drop in terms of, maybe he may decide to go back to his original formation, but the way Partey played in midweek, I have to keep him in the team. And Xhaka was completely rested in midweek, so I think he'll come back in. And Sabas is carrying an injury, so I wouldn't be surprised if we go with them two in the middle. It looks a bit like there's a lack of creativity in there, and I can see that. So I think there's going to be a lot of onus on Saka and Bellerin getting forward as well, creating the goals um, from midfield. And the front three, again, I think it will be interesting because there's a lot of there's obviously a lot of people talking about who needs to come in and where. Willian has picked up an injury, as I said, so I don't think he will start. He may be in the squad, but I can't see him starting. Um, and so for me, Pepe comes in. Didn't have a great game in midweek. He was a bit lackluster in the middle. Didn't really have his shooting boots on, and didn't really get forward and break the lines. But he played a magnificent ball for David Luiz. So yeah, him and the front three has to be there for me without Willian. And then again, lots and lots of talk about Aubameyang playing wide. It's not working. He needs to go back into the centre. But numbers don't lie. He's brilliant. He's been brilliant there last season at left wing. No one was complaining when he scored the two goals in the Europa League final. Sorry, FA Cup final and FA Cup semi final. So for me, he has to start up on the left wing. And Lacazette, again, not had a great game in midweek. But I don't think he started since he scored the three goals in three games. And Ketia started 2 weeks ago, or before the international break, and then after the international break, obviously Willian played in the false line. I never want to see Willian in that false line ever again. Please, Arteta, it didn't work. I don't want it there at all. It's got to have Lacazette up top for me, and Pepe wide right and Aubameyang on the left. For those of you that would have seen my previous previews, I always do a score prediction and I compare it to the Arsenal results. So I always like to talk about where um, where I think Arsenal will finish the season, where I think how I think they'll play in every single game, and make a prediction on that. So I'll be giving a prediction of my Ramsey versus Arsenal this week as well. Um, on that note about Aubameyang, I really basically said you got to trust him. That's where I play. That's why I put him there. When people move him to striker, a lot of people say that it's not his natural position. He needs to be moved wide. When he plays wide, people say it's not his natural position. He needs to be moved up top. End of the day, that's where Arteta wants to play him. It's where he's played him almost every game. It's where he thinks he can be most effective. As I said, he was effective there for most of last season when he did play under Arteta, was scoring goals. Statistically, he is as good as he is up top as he is left wing. There's a lot of fans that talk about they want the three of Pepe, Aubameyang, and Willian, and I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say let's not do it. I think also there can be times for change. Pep absolutely read Arteta last week when Aubameyang went left wing because he put Kyle Walker right centre back to cover him. So there could be options for Arteta to move things around, especially if things ain't working in one half. But again, if there's no Willian, then I think we should be going Lacazette, Pepe, Aubameyang, unless you move Saka up left wing, put Maitland Niles in at left wing back as well. So could go either or. Could go either or on that. For me, this is the lineup that I think Arteta will go with. There could be a scope for Nketiah to start up top. He played left wing in Europa League. He was dreadful out there, if I say to say the least. He weren't breaking the lines. He weren't playing as a winger, and that's not his natural position. He's naturally a striker. He likes to get on the end of things. He's a 6-yard box striker. He likes to get the tap-ins. He likes to play sort of the Inzaghi role, if you like, offside and kind of come back in and get the tap-ins. He's not gonna do that from left wing. So he looked frustrated. He could have got a red card in that game as well, swinging an arm. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna go with Lacazette up top, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we went Nketiah for this game. Now, obviously, with the fixtures coming up, we've got it's back to back Europa League in and league games. So I'm hoping Nketiah will get a lot more of a run out in the Europa League. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what Arteta does decide to do. And as I said, I like to do a prediction for the games, knowing that Leicester are going to be strong. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to say that we're going to whitewash them, but I'm probably going to go. I'm probably going to go with this. I'm probably going to go with this. I think that Wilson's right. Now, I think we will win 2-1. We will. I think we will have it tough. Leicester are a good squad, and I think we can't just go by the old results saying that it's going to be easy for us. It's going to be difficult for us. But this is what I think. I think we'll sneak it, and I think we need to. Listen, we just lost to Man City, we lost to Liverpool, and we've got Man United away next week, and our away form is awful. So if we do lose the big away games, we have to win the games in between. And that's Sheffield United, where we did win against Sheffield United. And for me, this is a must-win game for me. I feel like a draw I'll be disappointed with because it just leaves us behind a bit. And where teams are dropping points due to this mad season, obviously Man United, Chelsea today as well. This is what I think we need to get, and I'm predicting a 2-1 win. 4-2-3-1. For me, without a number 10, which we do not have anymore because the number 10, Mesut Ozil, in our squad isn't in the squad anymore. He's surplus to requirements, according to Arteta. And if Arteta wanted to go to a 4-2-3-1, I think he would be in the squad. If it was let's just say Arteta was right, purely footballing reasons, Ozil's not in the squad, that this is the formation. I can understand playing this formation, but without Mesut Ozil, I can't see us going to a 4-2-3-1 at all, man. At least it'll be a 4-3-3. But who would you put number 10 in this formation? There's no one, maybe a Saka, but again, I feel like when he's there, it's not natural for him. I think we've got to start putting players in a position where they're going to be, attacking and a threat towards a goal. I don't think a 4-2-3-1 suits us the way we're playing at the moment. By the way we are, the reason I said 4-3-3 is because when we played 3-4-3 at the moment, it's not a massive change. It's not a massive change to move essentially a centre back into the middle of the park. Moving a Saka or Maitland-Niles into a Partey and having Ceballos breaking the lines. I don't think that's completely different to the way we play at the moment. In fact, when we do have the ball, we play a 4-3-3. If you look at the way we play when we're on the ball, a lot of the time you get Tierney overlapping on the left wing, you get Saka coming in more central. And also when El Neni plays, you see El Neni sort of drop back into the right centre back position sometimes when Bellerin bursts forward. So yeah, a 4-3-3 isn't massively different to the way we normally play, but a 3-4-3 is so much. I just think that's what he's going to do for the time being. Listen, we'll see what happens. We'll see if it works. I think personally it will work for the time being. But yeah, it will be a lot better when we'll definitely be more threatening if Leicester don't have Vardy in their team, because he is someone that, even with three at the back, he's someone that you can get him behind in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, this will be the squad that I think we'll go with. I'm predicting a 2-1 win. Don't forget to check my review after the game, and we'll compare it to see how well I've done against Arsenal this week. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, comment as well. Let me know what team you think that Arteta should be playing in this game. As I said, 3-4-3 is what I think he'll go. 4-3-3 is what I want to go for. But yeah, that's for me personally. I'll just end it with this one as well. Smith Rowe is good. I like Smith Rowe, but it's too early for me to just put him straight into a Premier League game to just, start building him into the squad. He needs the Europa League games for me. He needs the League Cup games. He needs the games where we can just trust him in a position there. Right now, last year he was okay in Europa League, but didn't really do too much to get into the squad. I think he was quite decent when he went on loan to Huddersfield. But yeah, I think Emil Smith Rowe will be part of the squad at some point. I know he's just come back from a long injury as well, so we'll see what happens with him. Danny Ceballos at number 10, not really for me. I just feel like he likes to get the ball from deep and carry the ball forward. With number 10, you do play without the ball a lot. You're kind of taking the ball and looking forward for that late pass. I feel like Danny Ceballos is a person who likes to break the lines from midfield. That's my opinion. He definitely can play number 10. You've seen him do that for Arsenal in the past and for Spain as well. Spain actually like to play him very high, sometimes sort of like left attacking midfield as well. So he can definitely do it, but I think he's better suited in a free. I think Partey, Xhaka, and Ceballos in a free could be very, very good going forward. And it could also be that, when he bursts forward into the number 10 positions, Partey and Xhaka can sit. So again, a 4-3-3 wouldn't be much different to a 4-2-3-1 in that respect. But yeah, as I said, guys, make sure you like this vid. As I said, comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you lot all very, very soon. Thank you.